Hi friendly internet people, Kelvin here from Food Chump.
Fruit Chump.
Hi internet people, Kelvin here from Hey friendly internet people, Kelvin here again, and thanks for tuning in. Today is all about sangria, my favorite drink. So I'm sure everyone at home has a really cheap bottle of wine that they don't know what to do with. Well, today we're gonna be making tons of sangrias and also experimenting with tons of different unique traditional cocktails and see what we can do with sangria. So it might be a total colossal failure or it might turn out amazing. So follow along and hopefully you can support us by watching this entire video. And before we get started, don't forget to hit subscribe for more food adventures. So today we're gonna be making 5 different drinks. So we'll have our traditional sangria, our Sangria Slush, which is absolutely delicious. And then we're gonna be experimenting with 3 traditional cocktails. So the Mojito, the Whiskey Sour, and the Cosmopolitan. And we'll be infusing sangria into each of these 3. And you'll be able to see our reactions live on camera as to the flavor that they turn out to be. So let's get started. So we will first start off with chopping our fruit and getting that prepared. Then we're just gonna chop our apples into smaller pieces. We want our apples nice and chunky because we want to have some texture in our sangria. Next up, we're just gonna slice some oranges. We're just gonna add them to our pitcher right here. We're gonna add about half of the orange to the inside of the pitcher. And then we're also gonna add in that small apple that we just cut in. Next up, we're gonna add this 4-fruit blend that I bought. It's got mangoes, strawberries, peaches, and pineapple, and we're just gonna fill that container up as well. There we go. So we've added a ton of fruit to this, and now we're just gonna top it off with wine and a splash of orange juice. And for the wine today, we're gonna be using Frontera wine. It was the second cheapest bottle at the liquor store. It was $16 for 1.5 liters, which is great value. I decided not to get the cheapest bottle because that cheap bottle looked toxic and poisonous to drink. Just gonna pour in half of the bottle in. If this lid will open. Maybe this is why it was cheap. There we go. Now we're just gonna pour in half the bottle of wine to where it covers that fruit because we're gonna be marinating the fruit in the wine. Poured about half that bottle of wine in there, and we're just gonna top it off with a splash of orange juice. Now we're just gonna stir it around. And it's best to let this wine marinate overnight. We don't have overnight, but we're gonna do this a few moments later and show you after it's marinated for an hour.
Few moments later.
So we've just finished marinating this sangria. Now we're just gonna give it a nice pour and taste test. I'm just gonna take some of the fruit out as well. This is for you. Okay. Cheers, hopefully this one turned out well. I mean, it's a pretty standard recipe.
I'm not much of a wine person, but when it comes to sangrias, I think I could dig this. It really makes that cheap bottle of wine taste kind of better.
First one, success, and moving on to the slush. Secondly, we are going to now turn the traditional sangria into a slush. And this is one of my favorite drinks ever. Just be careful, because you can definitely drink too much. So we're just gonna take our frozen fruit, blend it with some orange ice cubes, and mix in our wine. And just blend it. The ingredients we're gonna be using is our frozen fruit, which is mango, pineapple, strawberries, and peaches. We're just gonna add that to our little smoothie cup, fill it up most of the way up there. And for our orange, we're just gonna use frozen orange juice, just because I don't wanna blend oranges or apples in here. Oh, 3 is good enough. Now we're just gonna top it off with wine. Just gonna give that a blend. It's ready to drink. Taste test time. Just gonna first separate this. All right.
Yeah, this is definitely half.
Yeah, it is half.
Yeah, sure.
It's half. Definitely one of my favorites. It got really dangerous on a summer day.
I like it. It's like a frozen margarita. Let's get drunk inside.
I'm just gonna chug this. Oh, brain freeze. On to the next one. First experiment, we're gonna use a mojito. And for a traditional mojito, we're gonna need cane sugar, limes, mint, rum. But I'm not a huge particular fan of rum. So we're gonna try to incorporate some sangria in this and replace the rum with sangria. First off, we're gonna take our limes and chop it up. And we're gonna use half that lime. And we're gonna put this in our glass, squeeze that lime in. Next, we're gonna take our mint, put that mint in. Don't wanna add the stems, just the leaves. Spoonful of cane sugar. And now we're just gonna muddle it. All combined. And then we're just gonna put it in our little cocktail shaker here, put this concoction in here, and add a little bit of sangria to that. Add in here. Now we're just gonna take some ice, put it off here, give it a shake. And let's taste test. It looks really good.
It smells pretty good so far, I will say. It's actually really good. I like it a lot. No? It's kind of sour.
I mean, it's lime juice. You could potentially add more sugar in yours, but I think it's fine.
I don't really like it. I'm gonna call this
No?
a disaster. Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Okay, one more sip of this, and I'm never drinking this ever again. I'm done with it.
Okay, so the last one had mixed results. Hopefully the next one turns out well. The next one's actually based on an existing cocktail. It's the New York Sour, basically a whiskey sour, and then they layer red wine on top. Instead of red wine, we're gonna use sangria because we have really cheap wine, and we feel like this is gonna turn out better. So fingers crossed. We're gonna take a shot glass, measure out a shot of whiskey, pour it in here. Gonna take our lemon juice. Also have a video. Whoa. Still good. Add a shot in, and this, oh, gonna put it in. And then we're gonna take some ice. Pour it out. And for the last part, we're just gonna layer that sangria on top, and hopefully it will stay on top. Slowly. It's working! Okay, I'm impressed with myself. It was pretty legit. Give it a taste test. Split it into two.
We'll start out with a smell test.
Kind of tastes like prune juice.
Oh, that aftertaste is so bad.
Presentation, 10 out of 10. Flavor, prune juice. I like the initial flavor. It's the aftertaste of the, I don't even know how to describe it.
Very beautiful, and I would buy it just for the looks.
If you're trying to impress a girl, make that, but don't serve it.
Don't let her drink it.
Our last drink, the Cosmopolitan. I have high hopes for this just because the last one was such a disaster. Both are red drinks. Sangria's red, Cosmopolitan's red. High hopes, third time's the charm. So, I'm gonna start off with a shot of vodka. Cointreau, which is orange liqueur. In it goes. And then we're gonna do some cranberry juice. All right, pour in some cranberry juice. And we're gonna add in some ice. Just gonna pour some sangria in. There we go. It's about 50%. Now for a taste test. Out. Nice color.
Taste test.
Third time's a charm.
I actually really like this.
Yeah. It's strong. You can definitely taste the alcohol, but definitely doesn't taste like prune juice.
It's not that sweet.
Yeah.
It's got a nice aftertaste too.
If only we had the presentation of the last one and the flavor of this one.
I'm gonna finish the rest of this and get really wasted.
Thanks again for tuning in and watching through to the end of the video. We really appreciate it, and let us know down in the comments down below what you enjoyed most about this video. I know personally, I love the Sangria Slush the best, and maybe not so much on the whiskey sour. Definitely a low point in the video when it kind of tastes like prune juice. But hey, if you like prune juice, maybe give it a try. It definitely looked like a very pretty drink. Don't forget to comment down below what you want to see us make in our next video, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.